rolling up my sleeves like I'm ready to go to war. This is Garran's handover build, and we've taken the liberty of calling it the Onyx Explorer. So what we're going to do, we're going to start on the outside because that's where the majority of the amazingness has occurred. And then we're going to go onto the inside, we're going to talk upstairs, we're going to talk about the backside and underneath. So let's get right in to the appearance of this vehicle, which is really, really striking. And since we've been here, we've had all manner of passers-by just gawking, rubbernecking, breaking, whatever, to have a look at this vehicle. So the most noticeable thing about this vehicle is the matte PPF wrap. And if you don't know what PPF stands for, it is paint protection film. We work really, really closely with the guys at Australian Detailing Services to achieve this amazing outcome. But we've also worked with Rabin and his team at Northern Beaches Smash Repairs to colour code the paintwork like the wrap. And that was a detail that Garran chose, and it had a whole heap of challenges around it and coordination getting the vehicle in the right place at the right time so we could absolutely get this dialed in for Garran and his family. So up the front, something really interesting. We haven't used this combination of lights before, but we've got steady Evo flood and steady mini Evo flood. And I reckon the front appearance looks really masculine and aggressive, but having these lights on the side has really an unintended benefit that we can choose Garran can choose the intensity of lighting out the front, but he can also tune the lighting to how he wants it. And that's one of the benefits of having an individual light rather than a light bar, is that you can tune them up and down and side to side and whatever you want to do. But we've also switched these independently inside the cab. So if he's going through a small town or whatever at night and he doesn't want to be obnoxious with the big floods, he can just run these little ones. He can point them out the side and the appearance will be great. So steady 21.5 inch stealth light bar. We've also got a carbon 12,000 pound winch inside, and we love the guys at Carbon. They're big supporters of ours and we use them on heaps of our builds. So what we had to do though, and this is a fairly new development from Rob and his team, this center light bar mount section, we actually have to choose the heavy duty unit, and they come in a couple of different variants, and whether you want 3 lights up the top or 4 lights. So we need to dial that in the consultation and diagnosis stage, while if you're talking to me or Craig and we're getting your scope dialed in, it's really, really important that we understand what this looks like in the very, very beginning, because we have to select this as like an option, because the standard ones, they're a little bit materially, they're a little bit light on, and what you might find is that you get a tiny bit of vibration here, and then 600 meters out there, they're going to be moving around heaps. So that's the right outcome for this setup. So Unigen UHF. So this is a 970 BK twin pack. And Garran, stay there, Pancho. Wait, hang on. I wasn't prepared. I should be, but I'm not, because this is unscripted. We never script anything, do we, Pancho? So this is your low dB antenna for mountainous country. That is your higher dB antenna for flat country. So this is 3 dB, and that's 6. And here, inside this bag here, is your little condom for the top, a cap for the top. So when you take this, when you take the antenna off, you can put the little cap on, and the grub screw is on the back here. You have to undo the grub screw before you take that off, otherwise you'll destroy the threads. And right there is your Allen key to handle that. So Garran's, we keep having conversations with clients about GVM upgrade. This has a 4.2. We keep having conversations with clients about they want the biggest GVM that they can get. And let me tell you, bigger is not always better in this case, because there's consequences for going for a big GVM, especially if you don't need it, especially if you don't have the weight, the permanent and periodic load to support the spring rate that you need, there's problems. So call me if you're not sure, because I'm happy to guide you in the right direction. 4.2 ton GVM, FXH, X02, satin black wheels, Maxxis mud terrain tyres, and even I feel way more masculine standing next to this vehicle. I feel like I should flex a bit, but I don't need to, because this is doing it all for me. So requirement for 4.2 ton GVM upgrade with all this load on the front is increased axle load. The way we do that is pre-rego or post-rego. We need these upper control arms that Pancho just breezed by. That increases the front axle load from 1650 to 1750 kilos. And if you want 35s legally on your vehicle, you have to do it pre-rego. In New South Wales, you cannot get 35s onto a Y62 Patrol legally, because it exceeds the maximum 7% threshold. Safari snorkel, we've worked about that. We actually have a video on Safari versus stainless steel snorkels on our YouTube channel, and Pancho is going to put a link in the description below about that. It's really cool. You might learn something. Clear view mirrors. Excuse me. So clear view mirrors. These have Cat 6 indicators. That is a compliance issue, because the vehicle actually needs Cat 6 indicators. You can choose whether you want next gen or compact. These make more sense in my brain. These are fabulous. You can see heaps. Onto rear suspension, because we're still talking about exterior. Rear suspension, heavy duty springs to suit the load of the bar and the winch and the rooftop tent and the awning and roof rack and everything else that's going on there. It's really, really important with Nissan Patrol that we select the right spring rates, front and rear, because otherwise you're just going to have a myriad of issues getting wheel alignment and tyre wear and everything dialed in. Ride height in Nissan Patrol is absolutely critical for the longevity of this vehicle. Tank in the back is 140 litre Brown Davis, plus the original tank gives you 280 litres of capacity. And in my beautiful Patrol over there, Pancho, that's your cue. That's mine. Beautiful, isn't it? I've got the same tank. I'd like to use mine, and what I found is that I'm getting around about 13, 14, 1500 Ks out of a full payload of fuel. Get that out of there. So there's two spouts. One goes forward. You've got two holes to pick from, Garran. Make sure you get it right, otherwise there may be other consequences. So you can point your nozzle to the front hole or to the back hole. Stay on track, Pancho. So the front hole does the front tank, and the back hole does the back tank. So there's about an extra 100 kilos of fuel capacity. 100 kilograms of fuel weight, plus the tank, which I think on our What Should Weighs Wednesday segment, we figured out was about 35 kilos for the tank. So you've got about 135 kilos of extra mass in the back of the vehicle. That comes into spring selection and airbag pressures, super important. In order for compliance and tyre coverage and stuff, we've actually got slimline flares, and they're also color coded. They're matte color coded. You wouldn't bloody know, would you? You couldn't tell the difference between that and that. The only thing is the texture. It feels slightly different under, to the touch. So FXH wheels, POS 20, POS 20, POS 18, POS 20, whatever. They're on the website. Pancho's going to put a link in there so you can figure it out.
For the whole build.
Oh, there's a whole build. Yep. So every detail would be on the website. Blackout. Sorry. Let's go back, because the light's fading and we need to get this nailed. We have chosen to do a chrome delete, and the chrome delete, and this was Garran's choice, and which I fully supported because I thought it was the right move to do. We've actually gone for gloss chrome delete. And I think what it actually does, it gives a really nice contrast. So if it was all satin, it might I don't know, it might all blend together. There might be too much. And I don't normally get involved in aesthetics and choices around. Look, honestly, if I think it's going to look shit, I'm going to say something, but only because I care, right? And they say that the customer's always right in matters of taste. So it's important that we dial that in together. I'm happy to support you. Up the back here, we have a left-hand side jerry can holder, and excuse me while I adjust my attire. Interesting, this is the camera relocation bracket, Raslarr. So we have to move that from the rear of the vehicle down to here. And if you're thinking about putting carriers on and then taking them off around town, there's significantly, come up here, Panch. So all this wiring would have to be removed. We get asked all the time. So if you need to carry extra water or fuel, if you don't have a long range fuel tank, you want water, you want a shower or whatever, fit it. Don't plan to take it off because it's going to be a nightmare for you, I promise. Right hand side tyre carrier. As you can see, 35 fits on there beautifully. If for some crazy reason you decide that you want to fit a 35 underneath the car, that's not going to work. It's not going to work long term because that requires to be deflated to minus 17 psi to back it in, and then you're going to have to get your jack under there and a block of wood and jam, and a ratchet strap around it and jam that thing underneath. This is way better outcome, okay? So we have a redback catback exhaust, exactly the same as I have in my handsome Hermosa Blue Patrol. Under the back there, you can also see that we have Airbag Man high pressure heavy duty airbags. They're the longer version, the 2-inch standard. You've got 3 types of Airbag Man airbags: standard height, 2-inch lifted, and these airbags, which are longer again. So if you're planning to do a lift or whatever, you need to choose the right airbags. Sorry, I've just had a haircut and I'm covered in my own bloody hair. So up top we've got a Tracklander roof rack. We have a 23.0 super light tent. That's 43 kilos, that rooftop tent. As far as I'm aware, it's the lightest soft shell rooftop tent on the market today, mounted on the Tracklander rack. We have 4 MaxTrax Black Extremes. They're the ones with the replaceable nibs. And we also have MaxTrax flat mount. I don't know what they're bloody called. It escapes me. But so everything's mounted on MaxTrax mounts on the Tracklander rack. And on the left-hand side, we have the Dutch. Oh, I'm so sorry. I did not mean that. But you better leave it in because we don't do anything. Excuse me. 270 degree, 23.0 warning. It is lightweight. We've actually made a mistake with this, and I just want to let you know we actually haven't got it in the right position, and that's my fault because I gave the team detail. And excuse me while this car passes. Hello, mate. So yeah, so come here, Panch. So in here, Garran, in here is your little wiring harness that you use to plug into the awning lights, and on each one of these arms there's a light. See all the lights? Yep. So there's an outlet in the back. Just plug it in. It makes a huge difference. I think that's it. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go into the interior, and then we're going to go into the back because we've got some really cool stuff in the back that we haven't shown you before, but it's really cool because it offers lots of value for people and you guys who want to carry more than 5 passengers. We can still get 7 people in this vehicle, even with the interior fit out. The most notable changes in this vehicle is the wood grain delete. Now, this is one of the first wood grain deletes we've done on the 2024 models that have the inbuilt screen, and it's like it was meant to be. Nissan every vehicle should come like this. This is satin wood grain delete, and it matches the outside. So I think we've got that flow from the outside to the inside. It just works. Everything wood grain has been deleted from this vehicle. Pretty simple. We have air compressor on the left hand side there, air compressor main switch. We have the long range tank actuator. It'll take you about an hour to pump that across roughly. It'll tell you when it's running empty. We have the UHF pass-through connector. Your UHF plug is in the back, and we also have the brake controller. Over the side here, we have your switching, so high beam, so your big lights, little lights, and your LED light bar. Fairly straightforward, but there's one thing I've forgotten, and that is the dash cam. We actually have a dash cam up here, and that's Axis dash cam, Y62, and that also is on the, there's also a camera on the rear of the vehicle, so in case some spaz runs in the back here, you know it's going to be captured. So in the rear of the vehicle, what was really important for Garran and his family is the ability to have 6 seats in the vehicle. There's actually 7, I'll tell a lie. So we've deleted the right hand seat and we've put an RV Storage Solutions pantry drawer in the back here. So what you'll actually see, that's on a slide, Dometic fridge and the pantry drawer. So this here, and I've got one of these in my vehicle, this is enough to put, say, an induction cooker, some plates and cups and whatever you want to do, and that is powered by a Kangoe battery that's underneath the back of the vehicle there. We've got heaps of content on the website. Pancho's going to send you a link. Fairly straightforward. We've also got lighting up here, and now that it's actually getting dark, because we didn't plan things really well, we've got dimmable National Lunar light, so 6 stages. It is. This is actually the first time that we've been able to show you the light, and you get some appreciation for it. So if you actually notice, I'll just put that back to white, and so long press for white, short press for dim. So you'll actually see the shadows there. See how much light we're casting. So if you're working at night, whatever, you can cook on here. You can make a sandwich or even a margarita if that's your thing. This here, I think, is the best invention in four-wheel drive travel drawer systems. RV Storage came up with the thing, I think they call it their travel lock. So it actually takes the slop out of the drawers. I mean, the things, see that? Now, see that? Nothing, absolutely nothing. We have found a flaw though in our system, and that is that this actually still has a bit of movement. So what we're gonna do, we're actually gonna 3D print some corner chocks to actually lock the fridge into its place. So there was unintended consequence. We've just found that out, so we'll come up with a solution for that.
Check the outlets before the fridge.
So moving into the front of the vehicle, sorry, what am I talking about? Going forward into the second row, you'll actually see that there is, I don't know, you take up a bit of bloody space, don't you, Panch? So this is the front extension part of the false floor. So we've got a couple of Anderson outlets, we've got the fridge outlet there, and we've got some USBs and stuff there for everyone. So whatever he needs. Luigi was really creative actually with the cable caddy. We didn't actually have the right bracket. So Luigi repurposed a bracket, a Raslarr bracket for a bar, and he used it as a mount for the cable caddy. It even says Y62 on there, and that's a feature, a little detail, Garran, that I'm sure you're going to find in your exploration of this beautiful build. I just want to let you know, because we give a shit about the community and we get asked all the time, what does it take? What's the investment required to get a beautiful, high quality outcome like this. And what I can tell you is that the total investment for this vehicle is a smidge over $102,000, not including the vehicle. We can help you get a vehicle and we can manage everything for you, or you can bring your vehicle to us. It doesn't really matter. But if you want ultimate control over the outcome, call me before you buy your vehicle, because I can project manage the whole thing with you. And then we can be really, really sure of the outcome. Go to the website, because all the details are there. Every little detail about this build is on there in the description. Links to absolutely everything. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate you. If you got some value out of this, please comment below, because it drives me to make more content. If you think I'm full of shit and I'm a rip-off and you can do it for half the price, comment below. I really care about the engagement. Tell me what you think, please. I really care.